Well, Kate Blanchett is passionate about acting and the environment also, and she's lending her support to a new environmental campaign. Who on Earth Cares is the latest initiative from the Australian Conservation Foundation aimed at fighting climate change.
So what difference will it make? Kate joins us along with one of our old mates, the Foundation's Executive Director, Don Henry. Good to see you both. Now, Kate, what's the campaign all about?
Well, for me, there's no bigger challenge facing not only Australia but everyone around the world than climate change. And I think it's hard for people to engage in the problem of climate change. It seems so massive. And Who on Earth Cares is a web-based initiative which is so simple and very friendly. So you log on and you can express why you're concerned about climate change, and then it gives you various pledges you can make, of small changes you can make in your own life, and then it gives you a profile and then formulates a letter that you can then send to your local politician. Because I think there's two things we all need to do, is make those small but seemingly insignificant changes, like switching to green power, turning our lights off, our computers off, but also then we need to urge our leaders to do more on the climate change issue.
And also, I guess the other thing that would be fantastic is sharing ideas. You know, we've done a lot with our Call the Globe campaign, and often somebody else will say, oh, I did this little change at home, and it's quite minor, and you think, gee, I could do that. It hadn't, you know, a lot of us think you've got to get solar panels or water tanks, etc., but you don't. You can do little things at home. Yes,
and I think it starts with your children. I mean, that's primarily why, I mean, as a mother, that's why I'm concerned about climate change, because it's this 2 degrees rise in temperature is not something that's going to happen in 300 years' time. It's for our children's generation, and you know, we need to urge our leaders to set realistic and significant targets to reduce our greenhouse pollution, but we can also do it in the home. And I think you're right. I think people do somehow feel like these small changes, how could they possibly make an impact? And the great thing about the website is you go to it, make the pledge, and it instantly shows you, it's quite gratifying, it's like 1,000 people logged on and made pledges, and already that's the equivalent to taking 13,000 cars off the road. So that's just with 1,000 people making those small pledges.
So you can see the results.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Don, bring us up to date with the whole climate change issue, because, you know, we've worked together over the last sort of year or so with this whole Call the Globe campaign. Do you think the climate change message has still got momentum?
Very strongly, I think, Koshi. People are really concerned. I think there's a better understanding of what could happen if we don't act to tackle climate change. But I still think the challenge is to make it easy so we can all start doing the things we need to do, and that our leaders start acting more strongly. So there's a lot of talk. We've got to move beyond talk into really serious action. And
so we've got to act, and our politicians have got to act.
Both. It's no good pointing the fingers at others, and this is a really good thing about Who on Earth Cares. It really helps you do simple things like, for example, if we buy green power, which is power from the sun and wind, you can cut your greenhouse emissions in half as an individual, and then also you can be better informed to communicate with your local MP and say, look, I'm doing the right thing. What about you? What can we do? So I think we're at that stage where we need to make it really easy for people to go beyond being concerned to really being part of the solution, to acting together as a community.
Do you also think, Kate, that it's going to be a generational change? You know, our kids are growing up in a time where they don't play under the sprinkler anymore, and they turn their tap off when they clean their teeth. I guess, you know, they learn to do things that will just be what they do for the rest of their lives that are quite different from what we did as children.
I think that's true. And if you turn it into a fun thing, like you get a shower timer with a duck on it, then, you know, suddenly it's a fun thing for the kids to have a shorter bath, or a smaller bath, or a shorter shower.
And what else have you done at home?
Well, I've obviously switched to green power. Like Don was saying, that's one of the easiest things to do. And we're renovating a home and obviously using passive heating and cooling mechanisms and solar panels and grey water. And it's also having a drought garden, which I actually find very beautiful. So
yeah, with all native plants and things like that.
I mean, it's also accepting the glorious place we are in Australia. I mean, we are a desert, but a desert can also be very beautiful if you learn to conserve water and make it part of your everyday life. Like in California, they're actually very progressively green, so we can be too.
That's terrific. Great idea. Thank you, Don. Good to see you. Kate,
thanks
for coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
I forgot to give you your T-shirts.
Oh, a T-shirt.
It's free!
Oh, thank you.
One for you.
Oh, thank
There
you
you go.
kindly.
I may have
There's a
given you the
badge. Oh, look,
small
Koshi
one.
cares.
Oh, I
And
care.
oh, cool.
We always care
Thank
about the
you.
environment.
White's your colour, I
That's
think.
good.
Love it.
Exactly.
Thank you. We'll wear it with pride, I promise. And what we'll do is we'll put all the information on our website. So if anyone wants to join up to the campaign, head to the Sunrise website. It's all there, and you can click on it and do all the links and
Sounds terrific, doesn't it?
follow along. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
17 past 8. Well, what's a picnic without some ham and some chicken there in Barbara Northwood's basket? Find out what she does with them at 8:40.
Straight ahead, though. Can you trust the advice that you get from friends or family? The Sunrise All Stars will have their say after the break.